Okay, and I think we're ready to go live. Okay, we're live. Hi, this is Sergio from the marketing team here at Layer Realty, and welcome to Canva 101. This is just a quick class that will kind of go through our preferred design platform, Canva. We're going to cover things, it's a 101 class, so we're going to be covering some pretty basic things like how to sign up for Canva, the difference between the free version of Canva and Canva Pro. I'll do an overview of the Canva interface, as well as for layer agents, how to find our layer Canva templates, as well as how to modify them, etc. This is a live class, so if you do have any questions, you can use the chat, both here on Zoom and on Facebook. I'll keep an eye on those. If you have any specific question about your design too as well, just let me know in the chat. And I think we can get started. I'm going to get my picture out of here and we can get started. All right. So the first thing I'm going to cover is Canva. If you're not familiar with Canva, if you haven't signed up yet, if you go to canva.com, that's canva.com, and click on sign in or sign up. So if you haven't signed up yet, there's a purple button here that says sign up. You can sign up with any of these. You can sign up with any of these. You can click on continue with Google, continue with Facebook, or with your email. Just be sure to remember which one of these you pressed. So if you did continue with Google, you will always sign up with this. So for example, if you sign up with your layer email, you can click continue with Google, but you can also sign up with your email. You just have to make sure you know which one you chose. You can continue with another way. There have other different services you can sign up with, your mobile phone, Apple, etc. So once you're signed in, you can click on login and you'll be met with your dashboard screen, your login screen. So let me go to this Canva that I've signed in with. And this is what you'll see. What I'm gonna do also is switch over to my personal free account, just so you can see what the experience is with the Canva free version before I move on to the pro version. So when you first sign in, if you're on the free version, you'll see this. So you'll always get this prompt to sign up for the trial. You can try the trial. It's 30 days and you can try Canva Pro for free. But for now, I'm gonna just go in and we have our dashboard. Now, when you first sign in, you won't see your recent designs because you don't have any new designs, but you'll start seeing them here as you go along. So this particular account, I've started some of these designs before, and you'll notice that they show up here. I can always click here to view as a list. So we can see all our designs as a list, and it shows you when it was last opened. So if I worked on something from a year ago, I can go back here and scroll down. Canva has a pretty powerful search as well. So if you remember what you named your document, you can just recall it by clicking on this search bar. You can type in, if you're working on an open house piece. So instead of templates, if you click on projects, you'll see all of your designs here. And if you hit enter, when you do your search, you can see all of the designs that match that search. It also searches through your images. So if there's a particular image that you're looking for and you remembered what you named it, you can search it that way as well. You can rename images or any of these documents very easily by just hovering over one of these. So if you want to rename this to something else, you can just click in here and rename the document. I make it a habit to name all of my documents because I always, it's really helpful going back and especially when you have worked on something that you haven't worked for in a year, you can always go back and search for it. So definitely name your designs. This one is not very well done because we have this copy of just listed, copy of whatever. You always want to put some kind of unique identifier. It can be, the listing address, it can be the particular name, or even the time that you're working on it, or the actual project that you're working on. So let's go back to our dashboard. Like I said, you can do a lot of searching within Canva just by searching in here. We have our projects, and then we also have our templates. Now, Canva has its own set of templates, and it's just, at this point, it's thousands, almost millions of designs that you can choose from. And it's actually pretty robust. So you can do a search for, I don't know, like I said, open house. And this, I'm not in the projects, I'm in the templates. This will bring up different templates that match what you searched. Now you can be really specific. So instead of just doing open house, you can say Instagram post, open house, like a minimal design, right? We hit enter, we'll see all of the templates that Canva has available that match those search terms. Now, one thing with the free account, you'll see that a lot of these have this little crown, and that means you can only use them if you have Canva Pro. So you want to make sure when you do this search, when you select your account, you have a template that you can use for free. So, and then also some of these templates are paid templates. This is sort of a new program that they started. So if I click on this, you'll see that this template contains paid elements. So you just want to make sure that you choose a free template. So for example, this one doesn't have any of those, right? And so I can click on this and start a new design. There's a little star, which means you can add this template to your favorites, right? And so you can see your favorites here under starred. Here's one of them. So this actually is located under projects and then starred, right? Here we have our design, and this is a template. Right, and let's go back to our search results. So we have this one. We're going to click on it and start a new design. So we're going to click on customize this template. Now this will open up a new design on your account, right? You clicked on that template, this opens up a new design. And now this is your design. So anything you do to this, you can change around. If for whatever reason you accidentally mess it up or delete something, you can always go back to your templates, click this again, and this will open up a new fresh design, right? And this is true of the templates that we offer at Layer as well. So if for whatever reason you lost one of the templates, you can't find it, or you accidentally deleted a page, there is an undo button up here that you can always use. And the Pro version of Canva does have version history, right? But if you, for whatever reason, need to get a fresh copy, you can always get a fresh copy of the template, either here in Canva itself with their templates or through Layer. Now the templates that Canva has, those are all generic, real estate templates. They have a lot of templates available, but you do want to customize this, right? So customizing any of these templates is very easy. Everything you do occurs here in this screen. So whenever you're working on a design, this is the screen that you will see. So this is the standard Canva interface that you'll see when you're working on a design. So I'm going to talk about some of the elements of this view, right? We have our toolbar here on the side. Whenever I click on one of these, you'll see this kind of slides out. If you are working on a laptop and you need some more screen real estate, you can always click on this hide tab. This hides this, right? There's a zoom slider here, so you can get in closer, you can get farther away so you can see the whole design. Now these here are different tools that you can use. Now this first one is design. This is another way of searching different templates and styles, right? So if we have a saved style for this template, we can choose it here. We have our elements, and elements are just objects that can be used for your design, right? So this includes frames, this includes shapes. We can kind of scroll down through here to see the different types of elements that are available. But you can always do a search. So for example, if you're looking for if you want to add your picture to this design, you want to add a frame and you want it to be a circle, just do frame circle, spelled it wrong. And we have some circle frames. We have these actual frames, and then we can choose one of these. So I'm gonna click on one of these, and now it's added to our design. I'm gonna remove this picture that's on this corner and click twice to remove. And then I'll resize this by clicking on our element. I can drag it down, and then whenever I have an element selected, both text or element, I can then click on one of the corners and drag it down, and it will size down in proportion, right? So this will always be a circle. It won't stretch. Now, whenever you see this sort of little cloud and hill scene, this means that it's a frame and it can accept a picture, right? So when I upload a picture by clicking on uploads, right, I can click on upload files and then search for a picture. Let's see if I have a picture of an agent here. There's one. I can upload my file and then click and drag over our frame here and then drop. So one thing to note is, let me undo this by clicking on undo or hit Control or Command Z. Whenever you click on a picture right here on your uploads, if you just click on it, it will bring the picture up in the middle of your design like this, right? Sometimes it'll appear above elements, below them. You can still grab this and drag it over to where you want it to be. But an easier way of dragging photos over to frames is just to click and grab it directly from this tray. You'll notice that it kind of goes transparent, and then I can drag it over to where it needs to go. One thing you'll notice is that if I drag it over this section here, this is another frame where we have this picture of this living room. This is another frame, and if I drag it over, it'll snap into this frame. As long as I don't let go of the mouse button and then proceed and drag it over to the circle, it'll snap into place. So sometimes when you're working on something, you might see it, let me make this smaller again. You might see it snap into place like this, and you accidentally let go. You can always hit undo. Or you can remove this from this frame by right-clicking and then click on detach image. So this detaches it from the frame itself. Now this frame will now be empty, right? And you can then drag a picture of a photo. So this is true for all templates, but this is helpful when you're working on a template that has been pre-made. You can just detach the image, right? So this removes this image but keeps this frame, right? So instead of just clicking on it or selecting it and then hitting backspace and delete, I can do that as well. So we have a picture and then we have our agent. Now to edit text, it's the same process. You can just click on something, and if you click on it twice, it'll bring your cursor in here. So let's say I want to add an address. There's really no space here for an address, so let's see if we can move some of these elements to make space. I can select different objects by clicking on the background and then moving this cursor to select all of them, right? This will bring a bounding box around all of these objects because these are separate objects, right? This real estate is separate. This @ sign real estate is separate, as well as these blocks here, these boxes. So I can just click and drag, grab all the boxes, shift everything up, and then we'll add some space for our address. To add new text to a design, you can go to this text tab. I want to add a subheading. This will bring this, and I can double click in here and then type in what I want the text to be. Down here, we have different font combinations that you can use. You can use these are fine. But you just have to be aware that sometimes these font combinations are just two different fonts that are combined as a group. So for example, we have this one, right? This congrats Michael Dale thing. If you really like this script font up here, but you want to get rid of this Michael Dale part, you can click on this and click ungroup, right? This removes the group, so we can then remove this Michael Dale and then this other smaller text that goes underneath, and then use this however you want. So that's one way of separating them. But for the most part, what I like to do is just use these default styles and then change the font afterward. So we're going to go with our subheading. I'm going to drag this up where it needs to go, and we'll just add an address. This is too big, so I can decrease the font size by clicking up here under our font size. And I don't think I want it to be bold, so I will check off the bold. So anytime I have an object or element selected, you'll see that the menu up here changes. Right now, I don't have anything selected, but as soon as I select, for example, this image, we have these different menu items that show up. If I select this text, you'll see that it changes. Now, this menu up here is contextual, so that means that anything that I select, the context of this menu only pertains to this element that I select. So, like I said, we have this frame. I can change the positioning. I can even animate it if I want. If I want to flip this, I can flip it. So we have this agent. If for whatever reason I want to flip the picture, I can just flip it like this, right? Same for the text. If I want to change any of these options for this text, I can change the text color. If I want it to be it's dark blue, I can change the font type by clicking here. Canva has tons and tons of fonts that are available. Although with the free version of Canva, there are some fonts that do have that crown, which means you do need the pro version of Canva to use. So let's say I want to change this to Futura. I can just change it this way. And then we have all of our standard character options. So if I want to change the letter spacing, give it some more room here. If I want to center things, center aligned, justified. If I want to add bullets, right? So if I click here, you'll see that this list is selected. I can change the type of list that appears. So it can be a numbered list. It can be just an unordered list, or just take this list off, right? So we just have these bullets. And then we can change some of these colors as well. So we'll do something like that. That looks a little more layer. Now I can add my layer logo. So I think I want to remove these elements up here. I can add it via the uploads button. There is a brand kit, which I will talk about in a few minutes as part of the Canva Pro thing. But for now, you can still upload these logos as just pictures, as just uploads. So if you go to layeragentservices.com, that's if you're looking for your logos. Under marketing, branding, presentations, click on logos and images, and then logos. There is a folder under layer logos called SVG logo for Canva. Right, so I'll download this 3-color logo. Click on download. There it is. This downloads an SVG. An SVG file is a vector file, and all that means is that it is a file that when you upload it here and you make it big or small or whatever, it won't lose its resolution. So if I click here, there's our logo. I can make it as big as I want and it won't be blurry. So this comes in handy if you're working on a larger piece, but also if you're working on something small, you don't get any of those compression artifacts. So I'm gonna just put my logo up here just to have it. And there's our open house. Obviously you want to change the price, etc. You want to add your information, you can add your phone number. But this is just a simple way of just showing you how you can customize the template. And I got this template from Canva. Like I said, you do want to rename these. So I can do like open house, just like that. And now it's renamed. You'll notice that when I rename something or when I make any changes, there's like a little cloud. Right now it says all changes saved. And so that means that any change that I make to this document is saved automatically. Now this is different than working with like a Microsoft Word file where you have a file and that file exists on your computer, right? All of these files or these documents exist on the cloud. So you're able to log into your Canva account at another location, on another computer, on your phone, and have access to the same file. You're also able to share these documents with other people. So for example, if I want to work on this design with someone else, let's say you're working with a designer, you have a general idea of what you want, but you want to send this to someone else, you can click on this share button that's on top, on the top right. So once you have your design sort of where you want it to be, you can click on share, and we can give people access if you know that person's email. So you can just, I'll type in our this email account, which I know they have a Canva account. You can add a message, so you can say like, "Hey, I'm working on this thing. Can you give me some help, etc." You can choose whether they can edit this, right? So most likely you do want to choose this, especially if you're working with someone that's going to be helping you. They need to be able to edit this document. If you're doing the other way around, if let's say you're working as the main Canva designer for a team, and you just want to send this out to the team leader, so they can see the design, but you want to allow them to comment on the design but not move anything around, you can choose this second option of comment. Or if you just want people to see it, to view it, you can just click Can View. In this case, I'm going to choose Can Edit, and then I'll click on Send. You don't need to create a team, right? This is for something else, but I'm just going to click on Send. And this is true whenever you send us something, you don't need to add us to your team. So as long as you have this Can Edit selected, we're able to access it. We don't need to be part of your team. You can also just do a collaboration link, right? So if you click on here and click anyone with the link, and this comes in handy if you don't know the person's email address, you can click on anyone with the link and then copy this link, and you can choose Can Edit or Can View, etc. You can send this link via email to someone else, and when they click on it, they'll be able to see your design in Canva. So I'm gonna switch over to my other Canva account. Here's my other Canva account, and you'll notice that I now have a notification saying that Sergio shared this design with you. And here we have our design. So you'll see that it looks exactly the same, right? This is the same document. On any changes that I make as this account on my end. So for example, if I change the price, say a more realistic price, and move this over, you'll see that back on my account, this automatically is already there. I can even see this little box that says that Sergio is working on this thing, Sergio with Layer Social Media. You can even see it real time. So let me show you. I'm going to put this on another screen, and you can see my mouse cursor show up as the other account. So if I go in here and add the zip code and make it smaller, I'm doing this on my other account, but notice the changes appear on this account. So this is really handy if you're working with someone else. If you're sending designs out to us, you can see, when someone in our team is working on it, you can see all of these changes happen in real time. Okay, so we can kind of keep going. That's the general, UI here. There's other things on this side. We have our brand kit, which I will go over once I switch over to the Pro account. We have different apps that Canva has available. If you're looking for something like a QR code, this is where you'll get it. One of the popular apps here is QR code. If you click on QR code, you just put in the URL that it gives you. So I'll just grab this URL here. You give it the URL and click Generate Code. This generates a new QR code for you. And then you can place this on your design wherever you want. Something like this. Right, and then when this person scans it, ideally it'll go to whatever website this home has. Right now, it's just going to go to this Layer Agent Services page. It'll go to whatever URL you give it. It's really easy to make. You don't need the Pro accounts to use it. You just put in the URL, you generate the code, you put the code you put this code somewhere where it has to be big enough for the phone to scan it. So don't make it too small. But but then the person can scan it and then it'll visit this URL on their phone. Okay, great. We have our photos section, which you don't want to confuse with uploads. Uploads are, images and elements, including video and audio that you have uploaded yourself, right? So this is all stuff that I've uploaded from my computer. But then we have our photos and videos sections here. These are stock images. So Canva has access to tons of stock photography. And this is really handy because if you're working on something and you need stock images, this is much better than just going on Google and searching for, I don't know, like a winter scene or something. Because you are legally able to use these, you have the rights to use these. Even on the free account, you can use a lot of them. Of course, there are some stock images that are just for the Canva Premium account, but you do have the right to use these, right? You won't be then sued for using a stock image that you don't have the rights to use. So we definitely recommend going this way. And you also get really high quality, high resolution, professional images as well. So it looks more professional. All you have to do is do a search, right? And, we have some earlier searches that we did. So you can do like a couple moving, right? And you'll notice that we have tons of images. Like I said before, whenever you see a crown, it does require the pro version of Canva. So you do want to make sure that you find free versions of these that you can use. So we have this one, right? We have something like this. When you then download it, you'll notice that you're able to download it just fine. However, if I add one of these pro images, you'll notice that these watermarks appear, right? And then when I click on share and download, it'll say, hey, this has a premium content. You can try Canva Pro for free and use it. So, if it is something that you just want to download and you haven't tried the free 30-day trial, you can do that. And, you can use this on any of these designs that require this. But you can always replace it. Some of our templates that we have at Layer, and I'll show you in a bit, do have these watermarks. So all you need to do is replace it with a new image, with a free image, and then download. Or you can just email us and we can kind of help you out. We can download it on our account and then give you the final product, like the PDF or the image that you want. But we definitely recommend at least trying out Canva Pro. It's not that much. I think it's like $15-16 a month. And just the access to the stock images, to me, is worth it. Like, we have a Shutterstock account that we pay like more than double the price for. And a lot of the images here are on par with what we get from our Shutterstock account. So definitely try this out. And again, this appears on this section here under photos. Same with video. You also have access to a bunch of stock video as well. If you have the pro account, you have access to stock audio. All right, let's move on. Let me know if you have any questions so far. One sec, I'm going to drink some water. All right, we can move on to our next section. Is I want to go over how to find and how to use our templates that we have here at Layer. So if you go to Layer Agents, layeragentservices.com, scroll down to our marketing branding presentation section, and this very first link is what leads you to our template. So this includes all of our guides and presentations, our layer brochures, We have some postcards, social media announcements, etc. So this is all available here. Just make sure that you scroll all the way down. Sometimes you'll see a see more button, but you should be able to see everything. We do have some buttons here where you can kind of sort these. So if you're looking for a brochure, there they are. For example, we have this buyer's guide. Now you can click on open template. This will open up this template as a new design, right? So if I click on use template for new design, we have our new buyer's guide here. You'll see that it says copy of Lair Realty Buyer's Guide. Then you can rename this to something else, so it's easier to find. And now this is your design, right? I can always go back to this page and click on this buyer's guide and open a template. If I click on this button, it will open up a new design, a new fresh design, right? So these two are different designs. So this one says copy of, and this one I got rid of the copy. So if for whatever reason you lose it or you want to start over, we have our, you can open up a new template. Like I said, some of these templates do have this watermark, right? So when I try to download this, you'll see that it has 26 premium images. The thing is that we try to create really good, appealing templates, and we just have to use some of these images. Like I said before, you can take the time and go in here and replace these with the free images, so the watermark is gone. But there are 26 images on here, so you might not want to do that. You can always send this link to us. So you can click on share, click on anyone with the link, copy this link, and then email it to happyagent@lairrealty.com. We can email you back the final PDF that you can print out. Or you can try out Canva, the premium version of Canva for 30 days, download it, and then, you don't have to renew, so you can just let it lapse. You can customize all of these, have room to customize, so you can brand them to whatever your business is. You can change any of these logos. You can change any of this, right? If there are certain sections that don't really apply to your local market, you can remove them. You can add to them, right? I can add a new page. So I just clicked on this duplicate page button here. I can get rid of it by clicking delete page, or I can add a new page. I'm going to duplicate it because I want to keep this general design, but then I can add more information. So let's say you want to add a new section that's about something else, about like the local market here in Marlborough, and then add more information, maybe a picture of Marlborough here, etc. You can do that. So you're able to take this template and then use it however you want. You can add to it, and you can remove, you can change this to something else, to a presentation instead. One of the things that Canva does is with Canva Pro, you can resize things to fit different documents, right? So if you like this, but you want it to be more of a presentation thing, you can resize it to be a presentation instead of this 8.5 by 11 buyer's guide. So as a Lair agent, when you first join, particularly for new agents, when you first join, we customize these for you anyway, and we send you the Canva template. So when you do get it, there's very little you need to do, but you are able to come in here and change your logo, add your a more updated picture, and you can update these as sort of the years go by. So that's just one of the templates that we have available. If you have time this week or this weekend, go to this page, go to lairagentservices.com and click on all of these so you can see all the different templates that we have to offer. You can change any of these. If you have any suggestions too, you can just let us know. Send us an email to Happy Agent. If you have a design that you like, but you want a few changes on, we can help you out. We encourage you to customize it yourself and to try. That's the reason why we're sharing these templates with you. But if you do run into any issues, you can always email us, and our team is more than happy to help you. We have another one here called a local's guide, which is just a local guide. This one you fully have to customize because this is just sample information, just placeholder. So you can reach out to your local area, your local town, and find your different locations. So for example, if your town doesn't have a farmer's market, you can switch this to something else, right? To something that fits your local area. Luckily here in Marlborough, we do have a farmer's market, so I can add information about that. I can add their logo, their picture. I can search for different coffee shops here. You can do this, you can do this on a weekend and then have a really nice piece that you can hand out for your local area. You can do it for like the surrounding towns of your local area and have this be as part of the package that you give to people. You can also get to meet some of your local businesses, right? You can establish a friendship or relationship with them where you're also helping them out. So this is another template that is available here. So like I said, try these out. Come in here, click on all of these. Our original templates will always be here. You're not messing anything up by clicking one of these and moving things around and changing them. That's completely fine. And again, if you have any other suggestions, always let us know. If you need any help, let us know. happyagent@layerrealty.com. Okay, so we don't have too much time left, but I can go over Canva Pro. If you guys have any questions, this is a live class, so you're always encouraged to ask questions, even if it doesn't have to do with what I'm talking about today. If there's any kind of particular Canva question you have, let me know in the chat. I'm looking at both Facebook and Zoom. All right, let's move on. I'm going to switch over to my Pro account, right? So if I click on this, try Canva Pro for free, I'll click on this to start my 30-day trial, give it the information. I don't remember if it asks for your credit card information or not. You'll have to figure that out. But I'm going to switch over to my Pro account. You'll notice that it basically looks the same. It has my most recent designs, everything that I've worked on. One thing you do need to know is that, especially if you're working in a team. So I switched over to my Pro account. My Pro account is within our Layer team, right? And that means that those are two different accounts. If you have a personal account and you're using Canva Pro, your personal account is your Pro account, right? The issue that you might run into when you're working in a team is that you might have the wrong account selected. So this mainly happens when you're working in a team. So if I, Sergio, am working in my personal account, if I for some reason switch over to my personal account and then I see that I can't download things because it's asking for Pro, but I definitely know that I have Canva Pro, always make sure that you have your team account selected, and this will switch you over to the Pro version of Canva. Now, this is mainly if you're working with a team, and really only if you're working in a team. If you have a personal account that has Canva Premium, you don't need to switch over. Your personal account is that premium account. So now that I've switched over to my Canva Pro account, I have some more options. Like I said, everything looks the same, but there are some different features that are available to me. One of the main ones is the brand kit. So if I click on brand on this left-hand side here, if I click on brand, I can set up a brand kit. I have several here, but we have one here for layer. Once I'm here, I can add my logos, right? So if I click on add new, I can upload a logo. And you'll notice that I've already added both my regular layer and my layer Florida logos. I can define my colors and my color palette. So I can add a new color palette by clicking on add new, and then I can add new colors by clicking on add new under this palette. So for my default layer palette, I can add colors, or I can add a new palette, right? I can add a custom palette. They also have other suggested palettes as well. So if your team has their own color palette, you can add it here as well. For now, we'll stick to our layer palette. Now, how did I get these colors? If you go back to our layer agent services page, click on logos and images, and then click on logos, you'll notice this layer style guide. It's a PDF. If I open it up, if I scroll down, this first section just kind of shows you the fonts that we use, as well as some guidelines on how to use our logo. But if you scroll down, you'll notice our monitor colors, these hex values. Now these I can then just copy and paste and add them to my palette. So what we're looking for is this hex code that is after this hex. So click on copy, and then we'll go back to our brand kit, click on add new, and then just paste it. You just have to make sure, well, it's already been added, so it's going to give me this warning, but you just have to make sure that you have the pound sign, the hashtag on here. And you'll notice that it snaps right into this gold color. It already exists, right? So it's already here. So we have our gold, we have our blue, as well as some complementary colors or tertiary colors that I just chose. So this sort of gray, darkish charcoal, and a darker blue, as well as white and a lighter gray. So the reason I chose these is because I can use these palettes to generate, I can use these palettes when I create a template. I'll show you what that looks like. I can define my fonts. So if there's very particular fonts that you want to use on your designs and templates, they're here. There's a brand voice, and this has to do with when you use the AI generated stuff, right? You don't have to add this in yet. We also have photos. So if you have photos of your team that you use normally, you can upload them there. They're just easier to access, as well as additional graphics and icons that you can use. So how do you use this? I'm going to go back and we'll do a completely new template. So we'll do a search for real estate listing brochure. All right. I'm just getting this template from Canva. I'm not going to use one of ours. It's funny that's doing this trifold brochure, so we can define. I wonder if I do 8.5 by 11. Whoops. 8.5 by, if that works. No. If I do a letter, does that work? Kind of. So we'll choose one of these. So we have this one, right? This one we can use and we can customize the template. Sometimes when you search particular things like flyers and postcards, it's gonna give you this print with Canva stuff. Canva does have printing services and you can use them. I've found them to be kind of expensive for what they are. This is like 50 flyers for $38, right? You can download these as PDFs, as high resolution, high quality PDFs, and then send them out to print at Staples, and you'll probably get, faster turnaround time. You can also print out at any of our offices with our color laser printers. But if you're in a pinch, you can always use Canva for their printing services. I just found that they're not as they're kind of expensive, and the customer service is not as good. It's one thing with Canva; it's a little bit hard to get customer service through them. Okay, so we have our brochure here, and the colors aren't really layer colors. So I can go in here and then define these colors. So if I grab this green, we have our brand kit now, right? We have I'm going to switch over this to that sample one that I created. I can choose the gold and the blue, etc. Or if I go to our palettes, so let's see if we can go to our brand. So if we click on brand, here's where we have access to our logos, our fonts, etc. We have our palettes. If I click on this palette and click on shuffle, what it will do is it will shuffle through the colors in this design that are just my layer colors. So just like that, I clicked on shuffle twice, and now we have our layer blue. We have some gold here. I can still change any of these. So if I want the price to just be that black instead, I can switch it over. So it's a really quick way of customizing a design to fit the layer logos. And it doesn't have to be layer, of course. It can be whatever team you're in. But you're able to customize the template very easily and quickly without having to go through every single element. I'm going to get rid of my logo and then add our layer logo, and then very easily just switch it over like this. The rest of the customization is pretty straightforward. I can just change the price, etc. And just like that, I'm ready to print. Now, when I click on the share button, we also have this download button. So I kind of didn't really go over how you can use these. So if I click on download, I can download this as an image, which is a PNG or a JPEG. I have two different PDF options. I have PDF standard. This is good if you want to email this to someone. That way the PDF isn't this huge PDF that you're emailing. Or PDF print, which is what I will choose, because then I can use this PDF to print out either on my laser printer here in the office, or I can send it out to Staples or overnight prints or whatever. You can, as a premium version for Canva, you can switch over to CMYK, right? This is handy if you want to print these out professionally. You don't really need to worry about that. This is mainly if a print shop is asking for like a CMYK file. And that's it. So we have a PDF. This is ready to print out, and it downloaded. Now, this file that is downloaded, this is the one that exists on my computer, right? But because this is saved on the cloud, I always have access to my original design. So if for whatever reason I lose that PDF, if I emptied out my downloads folder, I can always go back here, click on share, click on download, and then download the PDF again. Okay, great. So yeah, that's one way the brand kit is very useful. And then one other thing, because we really are running out of time, that I want to go over for the pro features of Canva is if I go to apps, we have a content planner. Now, if you send out social media, if you want to schedule out social media posts, we do have this system here at Layer. Let me see if I can bring it up. We send out the social media for the whole week, every Monday. I think the latest one was the 4th. Here we go. So you'll get an email that looks just like this. We have, of course, our suggested captions, and then we have our social media pieces. Now you can download these as is by clicking on download, and then you can then post. You can edit in Canva. All right, so I'm gonna just grab this link and open it up in my other Canva account. Click on use template for new design. You can edit this. You can leave it as is, or if you want to choose a different picture. So I'll go to my photos and do a quick search for home exterior. If I want something else, I can just drag it over. We'll move our little sign here so it makes sense, and we're done. Again, you can share, download this as a PNG, or you can share this on social media. If I click on more, we can share directly to social, through any of these channels. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, or whatever. You can do it directly this way. This will share immediately, or I can use this schedule function where I can schedule this post to go out on a calendar. Now you can do it this way, or let's say I just worked on this design, I'm happy with it. If I go back home and then again go to apps, go to my content planner, now we have our full calendar where I can click on this plus sign and then choose from my most recent designs here. So here's this sold. And then I'll select the channel. I have our Twitter channel connected here. And then under what's happening, you want to add your caption. So what I'll do is grab our suggested caption that we had for this particular thing. Now this is for Twitter or X or whatever they call it nowadays. So there is a character limit. So obviously you want to kind of cut this down so it actually fits the character limit. And then when you're done, you can click on schedule. Up here, this is easy to miss. Up here is where you can see the day and time that you're going to schedule this out to go out. So let's say I wanted to go out instead of 10 p.m., 10 a.m., click on done, and then click on schedule. So this will then render a new image of your post. That's why it takes a little while for it to load. And then it will put it on your calendar, and you'll see that at 10 o'clock in the morning, this will post to Twitter or X. You can always go back here, save it as a draft if you're still working on it, or you can also just click on these three dots and click on delete post. This removes it from your calendar. You'll notice that Canva has some of these pre-made or these suggested dates. Now, these aren't really real estate related. These are more holidays. So for example, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. You can click here and it will do suggested posts. I think we have a St. Patrick's Day one as well here at Layer. But you can choose any of these. And it's very easy. You just choose one, right? And then you can customize it, add your logo, etc. And then when you're ready, you can click on share, share on social, schedule, and then you can schedule it to go out on March 17th. So that's a content planner. Just this feature alone, I think is worth getting just with Canva Pro. You're able to schedule all of the social media posts for the week. So you can get, our emails on Monday, schedule everything out for the rest of the week, and then you can just forget it. You can move on with the rest of your work. So you can learn more about the differences between Canva Pro up here under plans and pricing, right? And this is true of both the free account and the pro account. You'll see this drop-down menu. So this sort of gives you a breakdown of the things that are available for both Canva Pro and the Teams version of Canva, as well as the free version. And then under education, you can find tons and tons of more tutorials. Actually, not education, under learn, different than education, learn. You can find more tutorials, especially the design school. They have their own Canva for beginners classes that you can take, just different things you can do. There's a ton of things that I didn't cover, like you can make a very simple primitive website with Canva. You can use whiteboards. You can make full videos with Canva. You can do a ton of things. There is a mobile app with Canva as well that you can use. So definitely go through all of these. This is under Learn. These are not very long, right? So all of these are 4 or 5 minutes long, so you can kind of go through these when you have some extra time. They won't cover any of our layer stuff, obviously, but you're able to sort of get a good idea of what it is to use Canva and to navigate with it. If you do have a personal Canva account, you don't have to just use it for real estate. Obviously it's better if it's a little bit divided, but you can use it for anything else, like birthday invitations or anything. It's a pretty powerful tool that we just love to use here at Layer. It makes it easy for us to share designs with our agents. And that about does it. Again, if you have any questions at all, email us, happyagents@layerrealty.com. We're more than glad to help you guys out. We have a really good design team that can help you out. Try out our templates here under guides, presentations, and brochures on Layer Agent Services. Just go in here, press all the buttons, see what works, see what you like, and definitely try out when you're ready. Canva Pro, try the 30-day free trial. If you don't like it, you can always just cancel it. But I find once you get the hang of things, it's a really great tool that you can use on the daily. All right, so thanks for joining me. Thanks for those who joined me both here on Facebook and on Zoom. I'll be doing another one of these next month. So if you have any suggestions, I can always change this training around. I want to do a more intermediate one in the future. So if you do have any suggestions, let me know. All right, so thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great